Alright, we're back and it's another Tech Tuesday. And I think this one's an important one because we're going to talk about these. Now, these are speed lights. These are super awesome. So I got this one when it was on sale. I got it for about $50 and I got this trigger whippet for another $30. So not bad. For that, I think that's an awesome price for portable light. So for beginners, I think this is, besides a good lens, the next thing you should buy, a speed light. Because with this, you're able to have light wherever you go. It's literally portable light. You have something to light whatever subject you're shooting. And I think that's a powerful tool. If you're for some reason in a dark forest and you want to get a picture of a mushroom, you got some pretty good lighting now. Put this onto your camera. You got a lot of light power now. So here you go. Now you have the flash on the camera, and now you're shooting all the light this way. Now, depending on the flash, I have 24 millimeters of light angle. So now it's pretty wide angle for light going everywhere, but it still looks really harsh and really direct. And sometimes you may find that you get some red eyeing, but that's because the light that goes all the way from this bounces off the person's eye and goes right back into the camera. And the red is blood vessels in your eye that make you look demonic. Fun fact. Okay, so here, now this is a really weird lighting situation. We just have the sun going all into the background. Now you would have to expose for the background because you don't want to overblow that, because you still want to be able to edit that and retouch it. So you want to shoot here because it looks cool and you like how the wall is. But that's not real stone. Oh well. Besides the point, for some reason you want to shoot here and all the light is back there and a lot of the light is cut off here. So, well, let's just take a photo without the flash. So let's make sure that's off. I think I got my moccasins. Okay, so that photo was very dark, very contrasty. Couldn't really see me really. I was a silhouette and I was really dark and you couldn't tell that I'm the subject really. I just kind of blend into the side of the picture. So let's do another one. We'll turn this flash on. Alright, and so we have it at TTL, which means through the lens, and through the lens basically means that whatever the camera thinks the correct flash exposure should be, then that's what it will choose. It's not always right, it's not always wrong. Sometimes you get gems, sometimes you get a pile of dirt, but I mean that's what you get for letting the camera choose. And if you want more control, learn how to put it into manual. Now we'll talk about how to use it in manual at another point, but just for sake of showing you the flash, we'll just do TTL. And right now it's going to be pointed directly at me, so it's not going to bounce off anything other than me. So let's take a photo. Now the photo is a little bit better. I'm going to take it off TTL and I'll just switch it real quick to manual. So let's take another photo while we're in manual and I'll show you what that looks like. Oh, did I blank? Now it's a little bit better. It's really moody, dramatic, and harsh. But it's late and now you can tell that I'm actually in the photo. But now we're gonna tilt it. We're gonna let it bounce off the wall. Now it's not my favorite wall, kind of a gross color, but we'll see what the photo looks like with a little bit of bounce. So let's take another exposure. Now that looks a little bit better. Now there's obvious things like the lighting doesn't make any sense because how would a wall emit light? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna not use the wall and we're gonna use this. Now it's like a $1 piece of foam board. You can get a friend to hold it, but because we're quarantined, I don't have friends, so the stand is my friend. And we're gonna use a white piece of board and we're going to point the flash at it and bounce the light off this right to me. Okay, so now the lighting actually made sense, because why would a wall emit light? It should, and all the brightness is over here. So we're gonna take the brightness from over here and we're gonna make it look like, now there's obvious things like shadows in the background that would give it away, but just for now and for sake of showing you on camera flash and how it bounces, this is a lot better than direct light like it was before. But now you can play around with this light, so let's do something cooler. And now I look more well lit. I look softer because, well, this is a big piece of foam board. It's kind of acting like a giant softbox. Now if you want to spend a little bit more money, get a trigger. So you can put this trigger onto your camera. That looks a little more decent than the flash. I mean, what you could do is you can also put the flash on. There you go. Does this look ridiculous yet? But now you have off-camera flash. Now, let's turn that on. I'm not even gonna touch the button. Now it's coming from here. Now you have the flash and you can put it over here. And now you can take photo of the light being over here. This is weird. Like this. There we go. And now the light has some more direction to it. So it's not so straight on, you're avoiding red eye, and it looks a little bit better. I'm going to take the flash off the camera. I'm going to put it right to this stand, which shouldn't be too hard. There you go. So now we have the flash off the camera, and we have the trigger on now, and the flash is right over here. So you can see that. So now it's just off the camera. I'm going to go back and get another photo. Might have to change some settings, but manual mode. Okay, so that photo is good, except now you have to watch out for shadows. Now there's a shadow falling off onto the tree and the wall. It's not a lighting lesson, but it's just a example of off-camera flash, because now you can have it this way and now shadows fall that way. But now if you want to, you can make it super dramatic and have it completely 90 degrees of the camera. So let's take a photo there. Now it's a really moody photo, very dramatic, it's well, honestly it's not the best photo, but I want to be able to get this point across that now you have full control where you can put this light, and now you have to figure out what position you like the most and how it fits into your environment and how you can make it look good. Now you have light. So let's go back to the first photo, and the first photo there is no light on me and you can tell that I was actually really there. I was more part of the environment. But now with the flash, on camera flash, decent, bouncing off something looks a lot better. And now you can take it off the camera and now you have full control of where this light can go. So the point of this was to show you lighting, and now you have professional lighting with you wherever you go for $50. So now if you need to and you're, let's say, in an inside environment, now you can light it nicely, because instead of using the gross tungsten lights you have in your home or someone else's home or some stranger's home, you can shoot straight up and now you're using the ceiling, but then that looks like ceiling lighting. And that can look good. You can match the exposure, and then it looks like the house is being lit by the lights, like how it should be. But it's the ISO is low, so you don't have so much grain. Or you can bump up the shutter speed a little bit more, so it's not so wobbly and doesn't look so out of focus. Or you can make the aperture smaller, and then now you have a lot more in focus. And then if you're hanging out with groups of people, now you can get all the people in focus, which is awesome, instead of having only a certain person or certain group in focus, which I think if you're doing a big group, you should probably get them all in focus because they all want to see how much fun they're having. So if you can shoot sideways and backwards, now you're using the wall or the corner of the wall in the ceiling, and you're using that as a soft light, because now it's no longer just this direct tiny little flash, but now it's an entire wall that is acting like a giant source of light now that's bouncing off the wall and going right into the subject. Okay, so now we're inside, and so what you want to do is you want to balance the outside with the inside and make the inside look a little more natural than dark and so contrasty. And we'll take a photo and show you an example of that. So here. Okay, so that last photo was really dark and contrasty, and frankly you couldn't really see me that well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the flash on, and we're going to switch to manual because I have a little more control of that, and we're just going to do the same angle, but now with a light source that will light the room and me. So let's take a photo. Honestly, that looks more natural because that's more what we see. We don't see this entire room being really dark, pitch black, and the outside looking overblown and white, but we see it as almost evenly exposed. We can tell it's a little bit darker, but our eyes adjust and we can't really tell that it's significantly darker than it is from outside. And using the flash, you can help balance that and make amazing portraits. And just using the flash and a ceiling. Who would have thought? Now what you can do with off-camera flash now is you can also put modifiers to it. So you can change the quality of light, and now you have more variety. And this is all just starting with a $50 speed light. Now we'll get into videos of off-camera flash and how you can use that. But speed lights, this is awesome. For $50, you can do quite a bit for it, and it can help you throughout the rest of your career. And for starting off, I think it's one of the first things you should buy, so you can get used to it, the idea of making your own light and getting used to moving lights around and moving light on a subject. But it's the idea of starting with a piece of equipment that can help you for the rest of your photography career. And the first step doing that is getting a flash, so you can open up the world of flash photography. Now for $50, being able to have portable light I think is very powerful, and being able to get a good photo out of the worst conditions because you're prepared and had something that can make light will be very beneficial in your career and will save your ass multiple times. But other than that, subscribe and have a good one.